got it? Oh, no, you don't got it. It's like, whoopsie. And Reggie Evans has given them something at power forward. He's not going to give you a lot of scoring, but he's tough. He's tough on the defensive end. He's tough on the offensive end. But they're not really respecting him right there. When they double, they're doubling off Evans.
Payton knocks down a three-point bucket. He is on fire here in the early minutes.
But he's awesome. I mean, he's just flat awesome. We always talk about his defense, but offensively, he can get it done. He's the best guy handling the ball on this team, the best penetrator. He's the best post-up player on this team, even though he's a point guard. And he, in my opinion,
Dampier with the dunk and hung on for a bit after his own miss.
You can call Jason Kidd the best point guard in the game, and I wouldn't argue with you. But if he's 1A.
From the corner, dropping in.
And that's what their big guys do. Their big guys are going to come in and take jump shots. Calvin Booth will come in. He's a face-up jump shot. And you got to make those guys put the ball on the ground.
Jamison can't get it. Drobniak all over the place right now. The 6'11" product out of Yugoslavia. Payton got airborne. Drobniak looking for someone. Now shoots it himself and too strong.
Yeah.
But Evans controls on the tip and he got fouled.
Be Gilbert Arenas and Bobby Sura battling for the point guard spot. Bobby Sura injured, and Gilbert Arenas, who played the off guard at Arizona, is coming in and a nice job.
Richardson reached in and picked up the foul. He argues with Dick Bavetta.
You see Bobby Sura sitting on the bench there. I'm not sure exactly when he's going to be back, but when he comes back, he will give them depth at the point guard position. You remember him, this guy, I mean, you want to talk about a great athlete. Bobby Sura is a tremendous athlete and a better point guard than people give him credit for.
Arenas takes it the other way for the Warriors. Pushing the tempo. Jamison. From the perimeter, he drains it. It's a two-point bucket. And if he starts warming up from out there, look out.
Well, he's the guy, if he catches and shoots with one dribble or less, just catch and fire, he's good. If he starts putting on the ground 2 or 3 times, that's when he gets himself into a little bit of trouble. It's catch, do I have it? No, don't shoot it. Or if I do have it, one dribble, take it up and shoot it. And you're going to see right here, this is something that he worked extremely hard on over the last couple years. And right there saying, what are you talking about, Tom? That was 2 dribbles. I think he said, mug you. And he, boom, I put 2 dribbles. I can go ahead and shoot it anyway. But if you remember when he first came into the league, they asked him to play a position with facing the bucket at the small forward position where he wasn't really used to playing in North Carolina. Over the last few years, you see the dedication and the work he's put into his game. He's turned himself into a pretty good standstill shooter.
So after the technical, Payton gets the inbound from Barry and immediately fires it up. And he is cooking. Now, he comes from Oakland. This is his hometown. And, boy, does that bring out the best in Gary Payton.
You know he lets you hear it, too. You know it. You hate letting guys like that get off because when they get off, they are going to tell you about it until you stop.
He is 4 for 5 from the field, but you saw Murphy answer. 16-11 here. Payton again. Short on that one. Dampier fires out for Arenas. Golden State won just 21 games a year ago. Dampier with a quick feed dumps it in.
Great cut, great pass. That was a situation where Dampier just running down the middle of the court. Murphy with his head up finds him and just catch and gather yourself and jam one down.
So Seattle by 3 at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. From the arena in Oakland, Tom Tolbert, Dave O'Brien.
They got to double that one. Boy, don't leave him open.
Drobniak with a fake. One-handed. Stuffs it home.
Yeah, when I was watching their first game against Phoenix, you look at Drobniak and you think, well, maybe somewhat of an athlete, may not be able to get up. But he piped one against Phoenix. I was, whoa. And right there, you can tell if he gets by you, he can elevate a little bit.
Well, along with Vladimir Radmanovic, as it's tipped away, Arenas to Jamison. He's open. And when you look at the big guys, especially those from the Czech Republic and Yugoslavia, as Barry lost it out of bounds. And you see how they can handle the ball and shoot it outside as well.
Well, this guy is just a flat competitor. And you see right there, when he gets it going, I mean, this is what you want to give him, though. You want to give him the outside shot, but when you get it going like that, you got to get up, make him put the ball on the floor, and double it, make somebody.
From the arena in Oakland. Yuri Welsh gets into the ball game at the top of the key, and a 3-second violation here stops the clock at 5:06 to play in the quarter. You're talking about Kobe the other night. in the loss to Portland when he turned his ankle. Of course, Shaq is already out, of course, with the toe, and Rick Fox suspended. I mean, that is a, to put it kindly, a mediocre club when Kobe is not in there.
Yeah, and well, you're putting it kindly. I won't. And they're a below-average club without a doubt. Without those two guys, in fact, they'd be a bad ball club. I mean, I'll give those guys credit because they do what they're supposed to do. They're role players, and they can and will step up and hit big shots. Great pass right there by Murphy, and Jamison, one of the quickest releases in the league. But getting back to the Lakers, you know, Shaq and Kobe, you take out of lineup, then you take Fox out of lineup. I mean, if you take those three guys out that team, they'd be lucky to win 15 games all year.
Jamison now with 4 for Golden State. He had 36 in the opening win over the Spurs. Shocking San Antonio. Payton has 9, misfiring there. Jamison with a tough rebound in the paint. So Golden State with a chance to tie it up. Murphy misses from the corner. Evans picks off the rebound. And here comes Barry. He also had a big night in the win over the Suns. And Brett Barry, a guy who got here rather late tonight, although he had good reason, swatted away by Dampier, one of the better shot blockers in the league. He ranked 7th in blocks last season.
Well, that's what they want from him. They don't want his offense to dictate how aggressive he is on the defensive end.
Lewis with another chance, and he got it off.
I think they want the opposite to be true. Come out and give us shot blocking and give us defense every single night, rebound. Then we'll reward you with touches at the offensive end.
21-16 Seattle. As the Sonics just got off the late bucket. Yuri Welsh out of the Czech Republic off to Arenas down the lane. He took advantage.
Yeah, that was a tremendous move, going to his left and not picking up the dribble too soon. He saw the seam open up a little bit, keeps his dribble, which gets him to the bucket, makes it an easy layup for Gilbert.
Lewis, I should say Evans, was free in the opener, and it was some controversy erupting here in Golden State. He played all of 18.9 seconds in his NBA debut. His dad, his mom here to watch less than a minute of basketball. Didn't get a touch, but he gets in early tonight here in the first quarter.
Well, it had more to do with what Antoine Jamison was doing as opposed to what Mike Dunleavy maybe wasn't doing during the preseason. And Mike Dunleavy is going to get his minutes, and he's going to be a good player in this league, but Antoine Jamison was out of his mind in the first game of the season, playing 46 minutes. That's not going to happen very often.
Well, shoots an air ball. Payton picks it off and looks to force it here, coming up on the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Off in the corner, it is short, but it came back.
Yeah, you got to get long rebounds. If it takes a bounce, you got to be there to get that ball on the defensive end.
Mason picking up the loose ball. Shot clock at 15. 2:45 to play in the quarter. Mason, long range, and he got it. That's a 2-pointer.
Well, that was a poor job by the Warriors. And Jamison's got to make a better effort getting around the screen. And if you're Eric Dampier and you see your guy stuck on the screen, you got to at least fly out there and put a hand in the guy's face.
Arenas lets fly a long one, and the rebound comes to the corner for Mason. Nobody there for Golden State to follow the shot. Number 77, Radmanovich to Mason. 2-point shot off the rim. James tried to save it and did. So it'll be Seattle ball, and we have a timeout at 2:09 to go in the first quarter. 25-18 Seattle. Two high-flying teams undefeated coming in. The Warriors looking to overcome a very cold start. Mason open again.
That is tremendous ball movement right there. I mean, what a great rotation. Brent Berry drives. Lewis has the presence of mind to drift baseline, so he gets the pass, kick it back out to Mason. Easy shot, spot up, good.
12 points in 11 minutes for Mason. Jamison to answer. Nice one-hander.
You know what I meant to say is if he takes more than 2 dribbles.
You've been backtracking on that now for 15 minutes.
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right, scratch this, whatever, just scratch that.
Antoine Jamison really on the spot after he signed a big 6-year, $87 million contract. There's Mason again. But Jamison expected to be the star here and carry Musselman's team. Arenas with Mason right in his face. Goes one-on-one with Mason to the corner. Desmond Mason so quick. There's Jamison. In for 2 again.
Once he gets it, you can't block it. And it's almost like it's a different shot than Bernard King. Remember, Bernard King would shoot it on the way up. Very quick release. He kind of shoots it on the way up, but it's a one-hand little flip shot. And once he gets it there, you just can't affect the shot.
Payton in and out. Jamison fights for the board. Richardson blocked off the glass, but counted. That's a goaltend.
Those are two guys that can get up right there.
Yes.
You're talking about two guys. They get way up above the rim, and Jason Richardson and Mason.
So Payton with it. 4 minutes to go before halftime at Golden State. 47-39, the Sonics. Both clubs trying to win their first 2 games of the year. Barry goes down on his knees, but gave off for Lewis, and a three-pointer.
Like Curly nailed him right there.
Little Harlem Globetrotter action.
Keep the dribble alive, just flip it over to Lewis and get a bucket. I mean, this is a type of team I used to play for at Golden State, draw and kick. Everybody catches the ball. Everybody in the court can handle a little bit. You draw, somebody double teams you, kick to an open guy.
Murphy with a 2-point bucket from the wing.
And he's worked really hard, too. You can see his body is much different than it was his rookie season coming out of Notre Dame. He's worked 4 hours a day with the strength and conditioning coach here at Golden State, Mark Graybo.
Boyle with a man-sized rebound. Richardson cross-court. There's Jameson, spots up a 3. Tipped up by Murphy, no good. Barry up high for it.
I would like somebody to do a study. What's the percentage on three-point shots made when you actually look down at the line? Doesn't seem to be very good.
You think they're lower when you look?
Absolutely.
2:56 to play here before the half. Brent Barry able to maintain the dribble despite losing his footing. Lewis was open off to the top of the key, and his three-pointer good. Well, if you like your hops, you like this ball game. 3 defending or former slam dunk champions in the building, and let's go to Sal Masekela.
Well, I'm trying to see some dunks in here tonight because we have 3 dunk champions in the house tonight. So first off, we've got Barry from way downtown with the big one. Look at that. He probably could have took off behind the foul line back when he was on the Clippers. Then we've got Desmond Mason in 2001. Look at that. Michael Jordan did that one from the baseline, but Desmond Mason took it to another level. But here, Jason Richardson with the self-oop, tomahawk reverse. I can't even see the rim. Please let me see one of those tonight.
Well, Desmond Mason, a real student of the game. He obviously learned a lot by watching his idol, Dominique Wilkins. Interesting to note, all 3 of them were rookies when they won it. The Warriors with the basketball. Jamison working. And he got hit going up for the shot, so he'll go to the line. As Cisse, I need to show everyone I can lead a team and turn a loser into a winner.
Well, he's going to do that with his defense, and he's going to do that with his hustle and desire. That's the way you lead. Everybody knows he can score.
Jamison has it swatted away by Cisse. They're going to count that basket. It's goaltending.
And with Antoine Jamison, we're talking about a guy a couple years ago scored 51 points in back-to-back games against the Lakers in Seattle. And right there, that's a tough one to call.
Warriors have yet to connect on a 3-point bucket. Points in the paint, 24 for Golden State. That's where most of Jamison's have certainly come from. And you expect that, Tom, to continue here in the second half. Gilbert Arenas, though, for Golden State, has 8 assists in the first 24 minutes.
Well, he's doing a real good job at getting to the middle, penetrating, and kicking off to other guys. If you're Coach Musselman, you're happy because in the second quarter you had 9 offensive rebounds, which means you're hustling, you're getting after it on the offensive end, something that Nate McMillan, I'm sure, is concerned with. But you have to turn that aggressiveness into points. 12 for 19 from the free throw line. It's not going to get it done. You have to make your free throws, convert them at a better rate than 63%, or it's all for naught.
Lewis, 15 points to lead Seattle. And the Sonics have the ball as we begin the second half here in Oakland at the arena. Brent Barry, really the only man in any kind of foul trouble. He has 3 personals. Payton. Got off a very quick start. Missed. Lewis up and missed it. He just tossed it up. It was a hope and a prayer. And had no shot.
I think he was surprised his feet left the ground. I think he wanted a pump fake, but then his feet left the ground. I was like, whoops.
Spinning Richardson in and out. And a foul underneath. Let's check in with Sal on the sideline. Sal, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, guys. Coach Musselman said that Seattle was 5 for 6 on second chance opportunities, and with the level of energy that's going on here at their house, in their house, there's no reason for that. They need to get those boards.
5-point lead for the Sonics. Payton wants another opportunity. He got that one to go, a three-pointer. So Gary Payton, who is sizzling in the early minutes and then sat for a long stretch. Getting off a three-point bucket. Richardson with a catch and turn. Dubniak with the free ball and off to Payton. And shades of the World Series showing up here at the arena in Oakland. As the fans are making some noise in a way that if you watch the series you're very familiar with.
Just as long as they don't break out the rally monkeys here. I've had enough of the rally monkey, okay? To be quite honest.
I don't think this far north there's any shot of that.
The artificial noisemakers is what those things are, and it'll give you a real headache is what they. I mean, I'm just hoping that these things aren't the wave of the 2000s. Like, you know how the wave lasted about 20 years longer than it should have?
Yeah, I think you're hoping against hope there. It worked too well for Anaheim. Arenas knocks in 2, 11 points for him. The lead at 6 for the Sonics. Payton working on Arenas, but right by him.
That was nice. And if you saw it too, just raise the elbow up a little bit. He didn't have to curl his hand around, raise the chicken wing out. That gave him the leverage he needed to spin baseline and get an easy deuce.
Dampier on Dubniak out to Jamison. Long distance and missing. Dubniak again pulls it down.
And they just don't get the offensive rebounds when a guy like Donald Foyle's not in the game. That's an offensive foul.
On Mason.
Yeah, Dick Pavetta on this one. Now watch Gary Payton down on the baseline and watch what he does with his off arm. Watch this right there. Spin. Boop. Gotcha. And that's what allows him to get by Arenas. And that's a lot better than when reaching your arm down and grabbing. The referees see that. That's just a tremendous move right there.
I like how you did it. Complete with sound effects and everything. That was lovely. 9:40 to play third quarter. Arenas got held up in the air, but Murphy saved it. Arenas got a pretty good look at the basket and knocked it down for 2.
Well, he can score, and you remember, I mean, I don't know how much was expected of him coming in as a second-round draft choice, leaving Arizona early, but he was the guy on that team. There were some good college players on that Arizona team. Lauren Woods, Michael Wright, Jason Gardner, who's still there, and Gilbert Arenas was the guy who they looked to score in crucial situations.
Dubniak walked with it, bringing more noise from the crowd in Oakland, 60-54. And we'll see if the Warriors make a move here. Arenas is hot. Jamison at 18 in the first half. And Richardson with the ability to fly right through the roof. Sonics have committed 10 turnovers. Jamison misses. Kept alive by Dampier, but he had it stolen away.
It's like Dubniak got popped in the eye, too, on that effort down low.
And he's dabbing at that left eye. As Lewis
this is a tough matchup right there.
And he misses the shot.
Well, they clear everybody out, so no one else is low and everyone's high, and he has the ability to drive right there. You see Jamison on the quick pop. Naaman Milne says, you know what, I've seen enough of that.
Jamison has 20, so he's got an eyeful of Antoine Jamison. Remember, he had 36 in the opening win over the Spurs. 8.5 minutes to play, and Golden State here in the third quarter is drawn within 4.
Hard time finding his rhythm, not getting out of the break, getting easy looks, forcing the issue. He needs to settle down, try to get an easy layup, or maybe go to the offensive glass and get a bucket that way.
He's just 2 for 8. Mason down the lane, had it blocked. Dampier got a piece of it. And they're going to wave that off. That's going to be an offensive foul. Jamison doesn't like the call at all, but Dick Pavetta gets him.
Now, whether he doesn't like the call at all is, to me, not relevant. What's relevant is Jason Richardson was open in the corner on that shot and on that drive. And that was an easy catch. 2-foot jump stop, boom, over to Richardson. And now he has an easy look from about 17 feet.
Payton right down the lane. And a foul. 7:16 to play third quarter. Gary Payton last season was one of 9 players in the NBA to average more than 40 minutes per game. He says he's ready to play more. He may be 34 years old, but he says he can handle even a stiffer workload than that.
Well, he's always been in great shape. There's never been any question. You look at him, and I'm not even sure he's sweating right now. It looks like he can go 48 just about every single night. And he's getting a little older, picking and choosing his spots a little bit. He doesn't give you the tenacious defense up and down the court like he used to when he was younger, but he knows he's smart now, pick and choose his spots, and you're always aware of where he is. You're always aware of Gary Payton.
Murphy and Mason pushing on each other. And a foul going against Seattle. Dampier off to Arenas. Shot clock is at 7. Arenas calls out a play. Now at 4. Working on Mason to the lane. Nicely done. He's having a big night.
Well, the ability to penetrate, get to the middle, and then switch it to the offhand and score where the defenders aren't expecting you to go up with the left hand. They're expecting the right. You surprise and get an easy 2.
Arenas with 15. Here's Drobniak free. So Peja Drobniak, who averaged about 18 minutes a game last season for the Sonics, is going to get a heavy workload tonight.
And you watch right here, Mason's pushing him left, so he's just going to go left. And you get a flyby right there by Lewis, holding on to the ball. Nice little layup offhand.
Points in the paint. The Warriors big in that category, and it's keeping them in the game. Murphy with a pair.
Well, that's because Seattle doesn't play the game in the paint. You watch the way they set up, and everything's high. Nothing, even their big guy, Drobniak's going to go set a pick and roll on Gary Payton, but the only way they'll get to the paint is penetration.
Drobniak a 2-point effort. It comes to Lewis. Taken away by Arenas. Dampier up ahead of the floor. Nice look inside to Jameson.
Nice pass right there. Spin, survey the floor. Jameson cutting quickly and getting it.
And he is firing up this crowd with their thunder sticks. 66-62. Barry fires in and quiets the crowd.
Well, they've been able to get within 4, been able to get within 3-4 every time they do. Seattle goes on their own 4-0 run.
Richardson taking over at the point. Arenas can't use the screen. Now around Dampier. Shot clock down to 1. They're going to toss it out of bounds and lose it. Never got a shot off. So it's Seattle by 6, just over 5 minutes to go in the third. And as Tom points out, Golden State has not led in the game. They keep getting within 4. They've done that several times, but can't get any closer. Payton fires it up short. Arenas with an around the back. Lewis got a hand on it. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Seattle ball. ABC College football coming your way this weekend at 3:30 Eastern on ABC. Number 19 Minnesota takes on number 4 Ohio State on Saturday at 3:30. And some of you will see number 12 Colorado and number 2 Oklahoma. Oklahoma undefeated at 7-0. ABC Sports. Mason knocks in a pair. 70-62. He has 17 points.
Well, it's a tough team to figure when you're defending, because you're always taught when you're younger, give the jump shot. Don't let him penetrate. Don't let him get to the bucket. But with this team, and as I mentioned earlier, last year they led the league in shooting. They can shoot. They can all square up and they can all shoot the ball. So it's tough. You don't want to fire out there, but you know you have to. And then when you do, they put it on the floor and they go right by you and look for somebody else.
Mason 7 out of 11 from the field. And he has carried the Sonics offensively at times. Murphy nearly stolen away by Payton. And a slam by Dampier to complete it.
Slam by Dampier, but that bucket was a result of Troy Murphy being able to get to the middle and make those passes are tough. When you're in close quarters with 2 big guys, those ones usually find a knee or they find an elbow. That one found hands and it found the net.
And Murphy with his 5th assist for the big guy. He's 6'11". This will go the other way. And Jameson pounding the floor as the Sonics give it up.
And these are tough passes right here for big guys. I mean, you're in the middle there, and and Drobniak almost got that, but it was just a little shuffle, slipped over Drobniak's hand, and Dampier collected and flushed it down.
So the 3-point bucket here, and that'd be a headline if the Warriors connected on one. They haven't hit anything beyond the arc tonight. But if they hit a tray, they'll be within 3. Moranis pushing on Payton. That's turned into a pretty good matchup tonight.
Yeah, well, that was supposed to be a double screen and never really materialized, never got the playoff. It was going to be a double screen for Arenas and a double down for Jason Richardson. And the play was kind of run poorly. Arenas wanted to set it up again, didn't. He ended up getting a 23-foot shot.
Barry backs out and nothing but net for Brent Barry for 2.
It's easy, isn't it? It's real easy. Not much effort in Brent Barry's shot. Just come off, and if you're not right there, we talk about Antoine Jameson having a quick release around the bucket. We can definitely plant, stop, and let it go before you can get there.
Barry now 9 points. He's made a couple of big shots here in the third, as has Murphy. Floyd Murphy with a sweet jump shot. It's his second year out of Notre Dame. And Murphy, one of 9 Warriors aged 26 or younger. Seattle very young too. That'll be an offensive foul. So Seattle gives it up. Pretty move over Dampier.
He's the one guy. He's the one guy that they will occasionally get the ball to and let him try to make some moves down there. And he is so big. I mean, Dampier's a big guy.
Yep, he's 7'1", 270.
You see Richardson get going a little bit. That gives you another option, not just Antoine Jameson. You get Jason Richardson going, get the chin up a little bit, get some little fire, say, okay, I've had my bad shots going in the third quarter. Now we're late. It's time to get going.
Barry for James, working on Dampier again. Still working. Slotted away by Dampier, who had an 8-block quarter last year. Arenas forced it in. Count the bucket. Or do we know it's an offensive foul? Basket waved off. Arenas tucked that shoulder.
Yep.
Drew contact, but it goes the other way.
You leave with the shoulder, and generally speaking, I mean, you're going to get that call. Right there, Dampier does a real nice job of waiting for him. Doesn't bite on the fake. He goes up. No. And then back this way. You know what? I might agree with Gilbert Arenas there. That if you drop the shoulder, but you get under the side of somebody, you have a good argument.
Sonics by 4 points. Foul before any shot. That's going to be number 5 on Arenas. He picks up his 5th. So 2 quick ones for Gilbert Arenas in a span of about a half a minute.
Well, he just wants to know what he did. He wants to know, what did I do? Why did I get that foul? And if you're an official, it doesn't hurt to explain yourself. It doesn't hurt to say, you did this, you did that. I was saying earlier, Dick Bavetta was one of those guys that would explain himself to you, and you always appreciated that as a player.
James tried to dunk, missed it. Cisse knocks it to Murphy. 55 seconds to play in the third. An important bucket here psychologically for Golden State to get within that 4-point barrier. And a whistle before Murphy shot. Arenas doesn't want to sit. Even though he's picked up his 5th, he's out of the game.
Still miffed. Still wants to know what he did.
Mike Dunleavy has finally gotten some playing time. He's had some nice minutes, but are we also seeing some rookie mistakes here tonight?
Well, with young guys, sometimes it's just lack of communication. Right there, look at him telling Jason Richardson to switch. He doesn't. You're leaving the All-Pro open again. Easy shot right here. He says, well, last time I got burned, I'm just going to let Yuri Welch get back. Yuri Welch says, no, I'm going to stay on Radmanovich. Right there, scores again. And Hank Egan, the assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors, telling him, well, do it one way. And I'm sure Mike's saying, well, I did it both ways. I got burned both times. One time I tried to switch, burned me. The other time I said, okay, no switch. And Yuri Welch didn't get over. And that's just a young team. When you're a veteran team and you've been in the league 5-6 years, you know what you're going to do before you even do it. You know which guys are going to switch out. You know which guys you can trust. When you're young guys, you're still finding that out.
Dampier holding off to Welch. Richardson, long distance, can't connect.
Well, it's all from the outside now. It's not, Mike Dunleavy went to the bucket strong, and Gilbert Arenas, who's been out of the ball game with those 5 fouls, was the guy who was being aggressive. Without him on the court, they're lacking a little bit of his aggressiveness out there.
Payton leading with 25 points. He also has chipped in with 7 assists and 0 turnovers. Nice feed to Dropniak, who banks it.
That's a good pass. There's not a lot of room down there to work with. And when Dampier comes over, he blocks out a lot of the sun over there. And he got the arms up and be able to find somebody before you touch back down to earth. That's a nice pass.
Dampier is 6'11", 265. Some serious shade. Dunleavy gets free on the backdoor. Coming up on 6.5 minutes to play.
Let's see how they play this pick and roll screen up here. You just go under. That's one guy you better not go under with too many times, or he's going to burn you.
Spin move by Mason, and it rolled in.
Now that's where he's at his best. He's at his best. And not to say you don't want to say, Derek, you can't shoot 3-pointers. But you want to shoot 3-pointers when you're squared up. But he's good at getting to the hole, jumping over people, and creating shots with athleticism.
Mason is 19. Jameson just lost it. Out of bounds. It'll go over to the Sonics. And so Musselman looking a little concerned. His team has never led on the home floor in Oakland. Arenas comes back in the game. And Barry works on him. Lewis going down the lane, looking for contact, but he got the bucket anyway.
That's a tough shot. I mean, that is a tough shot. When you're moving and jumping simultaneously, your body tends to float in the air, and it's tough to focus up and center on that rim like you did.
Arenas trying to answer. Jameson down with the board. Bank shot no good. Look at Mason flying down the lane. He knocked it out of bounds, but quietly the Sonics had the lead back up to 10 with 5:32 left in the game and a timeout.
Arenas goes over, which you cannot do, and then Dampier doesn't step out and help. But you can't go under the pick and roll with Brent Barry. You just can't do it.
Dampier, the 6'11" center out of Mississippi State, now in his 7th year at the foul line, and Payton's going to come back in. Here's the 3-point look. Payton's hit a few as well, and now he essentially comes in to secure a victory for Seattle the last 4.5 minutes.
That's 21 points right there, and 21-point differential on 3-point shots. That's huge.
Sonic ball. They lead by 11. And a couple of key holds coming up here for the Warriors.
There you go. Get over it.
Barry. Nearly stolen away by Arenas, but Payton's open.
Now, if you're Golden State, you got to start pushing the tempo a little bit. You can't set the clock. You can't set up too much. You just got to try to get down there, run some early offense, and get up a quick shot.
Murphy in and out, so their cold shooting continues. Off the shoulder, and Dampier got fouled as well. 94-86. Less than 4 minutes to go. Payton over Dampier. Can't get it to go. Murphy. Richardson right to the baseline, and it's blocked. Lewis knocked it out of the sky.
Well, it surprised me a little bit that Payton went so early in the shot clock last time. This time you see Brent Barry out on top. Let's run a little clock. Let's make sure we get it under 10 before we take the shot. And they're just steady dose of pick and rolls right now.
3.5 minutes left. Long distance, up and good. Number 24, Desmond Mason. Now with 21 points. 10-point lead again for Seattle. Murphy loaded. Dampier draws the double team. Payton came over. Richardson, a long one. 3-point distance, no.
Still look down. Can't look down and make it. Slow it up. Gary Payton shaking his head a little bit and say, let's run some clock. Get it down under 10. Then we'll set the pick and roll again.
Golden State 0 for 9 from 3-point land. Lewis had it pinned to the glass by Dampier, got it back.
Only 3 left. Somebody's got to tell him.
Shot clock at 1. They got it off in time. Here's Arenas. Richardson mishandled it, and Barry picked it off. A turnover and a costly one, because down the lane comes Lewis, and Musselman wants a timeout.
Look out.
Rashard Lewis jamming it down with authority.
Jump shots, you see right there the turnaround jump shot, and he's very active on defense too. Long block shot here. He's just a good-looking young ball player who can do a lot of things. See the draw on the dish right there, and then this is going to be look out. Get out of my way, I'm coming home. And that, like I said earlier on, in the game, he doesn't get mentioned a lot because he wasn't a first-round draft pick. A second-round draft pick brought along a little more slowly, but the young guy can bring it.
Not drafted out of high school, but now 23 years old. Arenas launches a long-distance shot. And it's going to fall off the rim, but he'll go to the free throw line. Sports Center coming your way next. Stay right where you are. 39.3 seconds left in Oakland.
And you can give a lot of credit to Seattle for holding them so far to 40 points in this half after giving up 50 points in the first half. It was a defensive pressure. And sure, I know the Warriors made some silly mistakes and some silly turnovers, but a lot of it was because of Seattle's pressure and Seattle's hustle.
Question wanted an extension that may not be forthcoming, but he says when he hits the floor, and evidence of it tonight, he's all business.
Well, that's all you worry about. Is it going to affect his play? Because as a team leader, if it affects his play, it's going to filter down and affect everybody's play. But you see tonight the way Gary Payton plays. He means it. When he hits the floor, it's business. I'm going to play the way I always played, and that carries on over to the rest of his teammates.
26 points, 9 assists, and no turnovers for the glove, Gary Payton. 14 seconds and counting here. 103-90 Seattle. The Sonics to go to 2-0. Barry hits the three-point shot from the corner.
Just in case I forgot he could shoot. a little reminder before the game ends.
Torres with a three-pointer to end the ball game, and so Nate McMillan's club winds up with the victory. 106-93 the final, and Payton and the Sonics are now 2-0. For Tom Tolbert and Sal Masekela, I'm Dave O'Brien saying goodnight from Golden State in the arena in Oakland. Once again, your final, the Sonics 106, the Warriors 93.